Riding a bike is fun, but you are not a fan of lower back pain while riding a bike. If you want to know how to relieve lower back pain while riding a bike, you're watching the right video. Hi, my name is Y.Kitano from Kitano Method. I'm a physiotherapist and trainer to celebrities and Paralympic athletes from Japan. I help you eliminate your pain and get you moving and live the life you always wanted both online and on-site. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it. This is a follow-up video from the last video. If you haven't watched it, check it out from the link above. In the last video, we worked on the ankles and feet. If mobilizing the ankle and feet didn't eliminate your lower back pain while riding a bike, you probably need to work on your hip joints. The movements of the legs while riding a bike is simply pushing and pulling the legs. In anatomy, these movements are called hip flexion and extension. Hip flexion is a movement when you lift your knee, and extension is when you push the pedal down. People who have difficulty flexing their hips often do this movement when I ask them to lift their knees. They bend their lower back and move their chest to the knee instead of moving the knee close to the chest. When you're riding a bike, you're leaning forward and your lumbar spine is already flexed position right here. And if you have difficulty flexing your hips, the lumbar spine has to flex more as compensation. This repeated extra flexion of the lumbar spine is the main cause of lower back pain while riding a bike. So, if you can improve the hip flexion, you can reduce extra flexion on the lumbar spine and eliminate the lower back pain while riding a bike. Do you see the connection? Now, let's work on your hip flexion. We'll work on the side that you feel lower back pain when you lift your knee or difficult to lift your knee. If you feel lower back pain, both sides, work on the both sides. We will use a foam roller to release the muscles around hip joint first. Then we will stretch the butt muscles. Okay, now we're going to use this foam roller to loosen up the hip muscles. We're going to start with your abductors, which is your side of the hips. What we're going to do, put this foam roller and then sideways, going over, elbows down, and put your hip right on top of the foam roller. Try to find this pelvis bone here, and then just below, not above, below. Okay, bottom leg straight, and leg behind, put the foot down, and the elbows. And then what we're gonna do, just move up and down. About 10 times, you feel a little bit tightness in the muscle here. Okay, and if some people feel more painful than the others, so if it's really painful, you can push your foot down the ground, the elbow, and lift yourself up a little bit. Take some weight off from the hip. Okay, and then just go up and down about 10 times. And if you can't find a tight spot, you can move around forward a little bit, back a little bit, up and down to find the little tight spots. When you find that, just work on that. Okay. Good. Okay, when we're doing this exercise, a lot of people do work on your IT band, which is lower down here, which is very common with the foam rolling, but it's really painful. And that's because the IT band, it's not a muscle, it's just a tendon. So you don't really need to work on it, as tendon is an extension of your gluteus medius, which is muscle here, go all the way down there. So we just want to work on your muscles, not tendon. So just put one here, just work on this muscle right here. You don't have to go down here. Okay? Okay, loosen up your front of your thigh. The hip flexors, it's lining on your side. Just bring this foot over and put the hands on the floor and just roll top of your thigh. Just below your hip bone there, not above, not on the bone, just below the hip bone, right there. So that's my hip bone here.
Just so you're gonna put your foam roller just below it. Okay. Okay. And then some people like to do go all the way to the quads, right on your top of your thigh, and that's quite a painful. Okay. You don't really need to do that for now. Some people like to do it, but it's quite a painful. So, but what you're gonna focus on is hip flexors, just top of your thigh, and just roll on the up and down about 10 times. Okay.
Now I'm going to show you how to work on your back of your hips, your glute muscles, okay? This is pretty tricky. What we're gonna do, you put your right hands, when you work on your right side of your butt, put your right hands on the floor, and then put your right butt on top of the foam roller, okay? And then what I'm going to do, you put your right foot onto your left knee, okay? And then put your left hands on your right ankle, and you're going to roll on your right side of your butt, up and down. Okay? And try to find the little tight spots there. And you can move it to your right, move back a little bit, up and down, and try to find the tight spot. Okay? And then you can control the rolling with your left foot up and down. Okay? Like that. Good? Okay, make sure when you're rolling on your right side of your butt, you put your right foot on the left knee. Okay? And then maybe you want to change to your left side. Simply, you turn to the side and put your left hand on the floor. Put your right foot on, the left foot on the right knee. Okay? And then roll your left side of your butt. About 10 times. Good. Okay, this could be the most painful foam rolling of the hip joint. Around your hip joint, so just be, if it's too painful, just do a little bit. Just as you do it, you'll get easier every day. Okay, I'm going to show you how to stretch your butt muscles. What we're going to do is put your right foot in front of you, and then put your foot right in the middle, okay? And then knees out that way. And then you put your hands on the front and bring this left leg behind you. So you should be feeling on your right side of your butt, okay? Try not to do this way. You don't feel anything with this way. So make sure you put your knees outside here, okay? From the side, if you're stretching this way, look like this, okay? You should be feeling on your butt. And then if you bring this foot here, a little bit to left foot to your right, it'll give you extra stretch actually. And then stay there and hold for 30 seconds. Good. And then I'm going to show you from back side. Bring this foot in the middle of the body, left knee up, push it here, and then that way. If you bring this right foot to your left, give you more stretch there. Good. Okay. Now let's reassess. Lift your knee and see how you feel. If you can lift your knee better and reduce the lower back pain, congratulations, you got it. Give us a thumbs up. Add those to your regular exercise routine or warm-up routine before riding a bike. So you might be wondering, how about this stretch? Yes, this stretch is good, but make sure to loosen up the muscles around the hip with the foam roller first. Otherwise, you're compensating by flexing the lumbar spine rather than the hip. I hope you have fun riding a bike this weekend. Let me know if you have any questions or comments and how you going, because I got your back.